What's going on, guys? Knights of the Square Tablet. We're back. It's been a while, and we're excited to get back here live for you guys. But we're not excited to deliver the news. Unfortunately, we've speculated this for a while, but it's gonna be the end of an era here, Scotty Games.
Yeah, yeah. No more updates.
Uh,
We
yup. If
everyone always knew it though, so it wasn't a surprise. But
So I feel like last time we podcasted, we talked about it a little bit because I think in one of their statements there was like a little bit of a tidbit that said maybe last update or something, and then they took it away. So we talked about it, and then we're like, okay, they got rid of it. Maybe we're good to go. But it's now official. If you guys haven't been on their Discord or on their website, Torn Banner has made the post that there's going to be no future updates to Chivalry 2. And I think it's for all of us who've been involved in the community, it's a sad day.
yeah, man, it's kind of sad, but if they're focusing on something else that's better, then by all means, because Shiv 2 I feel like might have a lot of tech debt and spaghetti code, and maybe it's just best to leave old Yeller out there to die. But like not to die, but I mean I think the game is still gonna it's still gonna have a community like forever. I mean, people who play Shiv are like all about Shiv. Um, so
No, 100%.
yeah, it's gonna be there forever. But I would much rather them work on something newer and cooler, maybe in an updated engine. So many ideas to explore, and I don't really care that much that they're stopping the updates.
Oh man. Yeah, well, see, my problem with that is as a content creator, this hurts because
Hmm.
I made the announcement, right? And I'm like, it's fucking dead. That's it. Back in the day, a game would, as they said, release feature complete, and had people in my comments like, "What are you saying? Is feature complete? It's not dead." But it's a different era of games now with the live service, and what players do nowadays. There's so many good games that they hop from game to game when an update comes, and if you never get an update, you never pull people quite back in. So it feels like we're a gunshot victim here, Scotty. Like we're slowly going to get that trickle of players down, and I think it's going to feel a lot like you remember when it was Epic exclusive.
Yeah,
Like everyone knew everyone in the server. Like
yeah,
I'd go
yeah,
into no matter what lobby I clicked, I'd know 10 or 15 people in there. And I think we're gonna get to that point, which it was fine when it was like that, but it's
yeah.
definitely gonna hurt.
Shiv 2 definitely had like a little bit of that underground period when Shiv 2 came out. I mean, a lot of people knew about it, but it wasn't nearly as big as it was during like the PS4 release.
Yeah,
For
once we got on Game Pass
yeah,
and
yeah,
once we
Game
got on
Pass. It was
whatever
over
the
after that.
PSN one was, yeah, we had
Yeah.
the free weekends, the Steam update. Like it was a
Hmm.
lot different before that. So it's definitely gonna get a little bit more niche down. But on that it'll never fully die because there's gonna be nothing that's gonna do Shiv better than
Yeah, dude.
Shiv, for a long time. So
Yeah, all we can look forward to those projects. The one that like Giru's working on, and I think Stouty's also working on one. But yeah, they're more competitive, smaller scale. So I don't think we're gonna see something like Shiv for a long for until they announce Shiv 3 or whatever they alluded to in
yeah,
their
yeah.
notes
No,
there.
I want to make a video actually at some point about all the games that are going to be coming in the genre, but having played a bunch of them, I'm going to say firmly no one will outdo Chivalry or Mordhau until there's a Chivalry or Mordhau 2. That's my opinion based on what I've seen. It's going to be very very tough to outdo them, especially
Yeah,
when you're kind of copying their combat systems. It's hard to
yeah,
outdo the original, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Um,
So
it's gonna be a long wait, dude.
and that's the thing that concerns me because I was hoping, like, I was waiting for an announcement because I was hitting that point, Scotty, with Shiv, where I'm like, I need an update or something in the battle pass, just a new map, something new to make
Yeah, dude,
content on, make
especially as
something new
big
to
of a
play.
YouTube content creator on it. Like you
Yeah,
can only do
yeah.
so many videos on how to parry.
Exactly. I pub stomped all the noobs out of the game. Like, I need something to do here.
Yeah.
And so that definitely hurt me a little bit because I was waiting. I was like, maybe we'll get some sort of update that a map's coming in the summer. And they're like, no, you're never getting one again, which hurts because I'm feeling the fatigue right now where, I'm not playing quite as much. I'm not quite as motivated to play. And That's where it hurts a little bit for me, is that knowing that there will never be that motivation again.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it is fine. I mean, I got like almost 4K hours out of the game now, I think. So, you know, uh, what can you do?
Yeah. I mean, I know you got in more hours than me.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping to hit level 1K at some point before Shift 5. I don't know how you guys do it. Freaking Velvet Hammer is on his way towards his second 1K account. I'm like, damn, about to get lapped here. That's sad.
Dang, dude. Hey, it's all right. You duel a little bit more. You do more competitive stuff. We grind a little bit more
Yeah, I
TO.
can't grind like you guys. I can't grind like you guys. It's insane.
Yeah,
But yeah, we've all gotten such good memories, such good times on the game. I mean, like just for me, I basically started all the content creation with this game and built up a big audience, and that there's tons of people, great memories with the
yeah,
game. So
dude. Same
it's
here on Twitch. Like I built
yeah.
like the majority of my community, and I can't complain. I've had a great time, wonderful time playing. But I'm still gonna be on Shiv and stuff. Like I'm still gonna be playing. But if there's no updates and stuff, interest is gonna slowly die, and we'll have to find new games coming out. Ashes of
That's
Creation is around the
yeah.
corner. We've got, I don't know. There's a lot of games coming out.
Yeah, no,
So
that's how I feel. I'm definitely gonna have to diversify a little bit as we continue with the summer, because at some point, there's no one new coming in. So we're gonna have to hope for that some new stuff comes out in the next year or so. Give us something to play, something to make content on. I would love a new MMO game. I know you mentioned Ashes of Creation, but
yeah,
I'm
the
so
Alpha
done with that
2.
genre, man. I haven't
Yeah,
liked one, I think, since Guild Wars 2 release.
yeah. The Alpha 2 is coming out in October. So and I got it like a long time ago. So I'm gonna be playing that. And yeah, man. What we have looking forward to is like clan battles and uh what else? Maybe some competitive stuff here and there, but
Well, that's gonna be the thing now, is because now that the devs have left us, it's gonna be up to the community to make the content from here on out.
right.
So I think you're gonna see some creative events, and it's gonna be about pulling people in who get excited about certain events or certain rule sets, just to get them to play again and to have a good time, switch things up. Like I know I look most forward to the clan battles and events at this point. So I think the MFL is starting up next week. I heard that through the grapevine. I don't know if I'm supposed to be blasting that across the internet, but whatever, it's out there now. MFL, I believe next Saturday.
Nice, nice.
But I think that'll be some good times coming up. At least you can still have fun in the game,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is good. And now Torn Banner had talked a bunch about their future, right? They have some sort of zombie game. What the hell is the name of it?
No Room in Hell. No
No
Room
Room in
Left in
Hell.
Hell or something. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it
So
looks kind of cool, man. I don't know. It looks. I didn't play the first one. It looks
I
nice,
never
but a
played the
zombie
first
game
one.
with like, I don't know. They had like a sledge that looked exactly like the engineer's sledge, and I was like, this game could be like a fun little game to play, like in between waiting for stuff for a bit. Like I don't think it's going to be the best game ever, but give you that cinematic zombie killing experience with some good melee combat. I'm kind of up for it, but
It pains me a little bit that they kind of alluded that they're ending Shiv to kind of focus on that. It hurts me a little bit inside, because my whole feeling on this is like, how many games do we need? How many co-op zombie games do we need? And like, my initial feeling is that is dead in the water. It's gonna release and immediately flop, because like, unless you outdo all the zombie games, like you're gonna outdo Left 4 Dead. I don't really think that Torn Banner is gonna outdo Valve in making a zombie game. So I don't. It hurts me that it was that. If
yeah,
it was
yeah.
some sort of medieval like co-op extraction game, I could have got behind it.
Well, they did also allude that there's gonna be more games in the Shiv universe, right?
You
So
know what? And you know what? They said Shiv Universe, which
yeah,
means we could be getting something different.
or multiple different things in the works. I don't know. There could be maybe an RPG or like maybe just a straight up like Shiv 3. So I don't Shiv 2 was very, very successful. I don't think that they're just going to give up on the franchise, especially when they're king of it. So, them focusing on another game is fine. They're going to add revenue streams, and you can't put all your eggs in one basket as a studio. It's understandable. I mean, it stinks for all the
Yeah.
Shiv people, but that's life. um, but yeah, I think I think they've got the right direction. I just hope that they've learned a lot of lessons from Shiv 2 because the way they did stuff with the community, I think they learned a lot. The way that they handle updates. By the end, I think they kind of understood or like knew how to deal with the community and like understand the pace of development that's needed. And I don't know. I hope they take all the lessons and make a badass game. That's
I agree too, and we're at the point where we're gonna start getting Unreal Engine 5 games pretty regularly now, and
Mhm.
I would be excited to see because I think Chivalry 2 looks great even still today. I think it's very
Yeah,
aesthetically pleasing game, so I can only imagine how good it'll look when you're in
dude.
Unreal 5.
Yeah. I want to see some real physics though. I want to see some destructibles. I want to see castle walls crumbling when you hit it with a catapult. I want to see
Oh man.
I want to see like not just the same objective every time on a map. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no, the branching storylines, we talked about that, right?
yeah.
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 Oh, I love that idea you just got with the destruction. I don't know if you played the old Battlefield Bad Company 2 games or their old Battlefield games that really had destruction in them. That would be sick. Could you imagine standing on
Yeah.
the walls and they just come down like a little
Yeah.
bit more freeform to how the game plays? That would be really cool.
Yeah, or like even chunks of a castle like are destroyed and even create like obstructions that you have to fight around. Like the castle should be destroyed a different way every time. I should feel like the map is completely different every
And
time
that
I
would make
play it.
every single time you play feel unique, which that would be really cool. I
Exactly.
love that idea. I love that idea. And even if you gave the players options, like you push the ram to the gate, or you can decide to, shoot rocks at the walls, which might take longer.
Yeah, dude.
That'd be really cool.
Or maybe you could decide what kind of siege you wanted somehow, or like I don't know, or maybe you just spawn with a different set of siege. Just anything to make the game be like more opportunistic and more, sort of randomized.
Th-
And
That's where that's where I feel like a game like this loses out on players who like things like Dark and Darker, because when you play those, the interactions in like extractions or battle royales are always different.
yeah,
When you have more of a group-based game like Battlefield or this, or even the classic Call of Duty game, you kind of know what you're getting going in.
right.
So I feel like people get bored a little bit quicker nowadays.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah, dude, there's tons of things that they can do. I could sit here all day and list out features I've thought of, and I was thinking about actually making a video about it, but um yeah, and all the new tools coming out for development, I think it's like prime time to like really make a really good medieval slasher. Uh and I think that TB is pretty much the only studio equipped to do that on the large scale Battlefront. I think that the games we're gonna see, like we just talked about earlier, are gonna be smaller scale. Um, not the 64 man that we love.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be really hard to beat Chivalry, or if they chose to do a Mordhau too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it sounds like such a huge task for people coming in, making a first time game to make combat that's fun, make combat that's accessible, make combat that can't be exploited to all fucking levels of hell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a tough genre to get into, man. That stuff is not easy to make because if it was, there'd be a lot more of it. I think, or maybe there's just not more of it because the genre is just starting. But I think it's the networking. It's a difficult game to make, um, and make it smooth. So, uh, we're just gonna have to wait.
I also think the genre has much more mainstream appeal or potential than people like give it credit for. Everyone's like, "Oh, slasher games are so niche." I don't think it has to be that way. I think For Honor is the example that a medieval fighting game could do very well.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think something like Dark and Darker that's fantasy medieval based is another example of how a game can do really well with swords and sorcery. Like I think our games have the potential to get that type of audience. It just needs the right
Yeah.
game, the right modes, right developers, and I think it could be something really, really special in the genre. Like I've always said I want like Escape from Tarkov, a gritty outside realistic world with like some sort of chivalry based combat. That would be the most fun thing to me. Like a little less fantasy, but I think there's a lot of potential in the genre.
Yeah, dude. I totally agree. I think that um it's just getting started, and I think that people it's funny cuz you'll see new players and they'll be like, "Oh, look at all these sweaty gamers." But it's just like I we've just been playing for a while, and I think people have the perception that it's like a highly competitive game, and I think Shiv 2 proved that like the majority of the community is pretty casual, and we're not all just like super sweaty, like sit in my room for like 20 hours a day playing only Chivalry. um some of us are like that, but like I think the perception that this community is just a super nerdy like community is just wrong, right? It's a pretty casual game and an experience. You just have to have it's like playing a really hard shooter for the first time. Is someone who hasn't played Counter-Strike isn't just going to get into a game of Counter-Strike and just start owning everyone, right? But Counter-Strike is like one of the most, you know, best games in the world in terms of population for shooters. So, um, I don't know. I think over time people are going to learn that they can play, and as more of them come out, they'll play and be like, oh yes, like I'm starting to get how to play these types of games, and then they'll get into it, and then it's slowly growing.
I always laugh when I get those comments in my TikTok or my YouTube. Oh, you're such a sweat. I'm like, dude, I don't gotta sweat to beat your fucking ass. I'm like drinking
Yeah.
beers, screwing around with the boys on stream.
Yeah, dude.
Like, come
Like
on.
I
Just know
play
what I'm
like
doing.
I've learned just from playing TO. The only difference is like I stuck with it. That's the only difference.
100%. And I always tell people I feel like almost anyone can get good at chivalry because it's 90% knowledge based, right?
Right.
Like I feel like if you know what you're doing, if you've learned the mechanics of the game, you can go into a public lobby, which most people want to do, and do reasonably well.
Yeah.
You just have
Yeah.
to learn it.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Definitely. Just takes some getting used to on the mouse or on the controller, whatever you play on.
And there are some great controller players. For the people who say you can't do
Dude.
it on a
Yeah.
controller, there are some really good controller players.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not bad at all.
Like in my clan, we have Dying Fable who plays on controller. Duelist, he's fucking insane, man. Like really, really good.
Yeah, dude. Like Skull's a good one in my chat. Like we've got a ton of good controller players, and yeah, I just hope that people sort of take from Shiv 2 that it can just be like sort of a casual experience. Just because you're not getting top score in a lobby doesn't mean you can enjoy it. So it's slowly getting to that point, and hopefully they kind of continue the same attitude. I wonder if they're gonna do a little bit more like rank stuff.
I would be surprised. My
Yeah.
biggest concern with the next game is that they make it even more casual based than this one is.
Yeah.
Where you go a
Yeah.
little bit too far in the other direction. That's always a concern of mine.
Yeah, I think that Shiv 2 is like perfect in that regard. It's still
Me
competitive,
too.
but it's
Me too.
not it has like a perfect balance, especially for 64 man. I want to see them like sort of expand a little bit more on the smaller scale. I think like Shiv for me, I only really enjoy it if I'm playing 64 man full lobby. But maybe making more enjoyable experiences for smaller scale would be nice too. I don't know. Um,
No, I mean I think the more audiences they can cater to, the better. I mean, I thought the easy mode thing to do was put the rank 3v3s in
yeah,
to keep some of those people. That was such a simple thing to just throw in, throw those guys a bone.
yeah,
So I would love to see stuff like that done a little bit more.
yeah.
But
They're just
I'm
so
with you. I like
anti
free for
ranked.
all and TO the best, and you'll rarely catch me out of those.
Hmm. Yeah.
Look, that's most people. That's the core game mode. That's what most people are playing. The people doing the smaller scale stuff are a little bit of an anomaly, but those a lot of that crew are the people who stick with the game for a real long time, though. So you want
Yeah.
to keep them happy.
Yeah.
Those guys doing the 5v5 LTS, they're going to be playing this game
Yeah.
years from now.
Yeah, basically. It's their new sport. Um yeah, man. It was a wild ride. A lot of crazy things happened over the course of 3 years. I don't know. There's a lot of memories. I feel like we're talking about it like it's not even like the servers are shutting down, but
That's how I feel. That's how I
yeah,
feel
that's how
inside.
everyone kind of feels. But yeah, it was a sick ride, man. Like meeting everyone, meeting you and Dave, dude, and got the privilege of meeting Dave and all the wild stuff that happened over the
That's what I
course of
love
3
about this
years.
community. The content creators in this community are all very, for 90% are all very chill and get along with each other. You don't see
Yeah.
like the Call of Duty shit where everyone's jealous and talking shit to each other and there's constant
Yeah.
drama. Pretty
Shiv
much
2
everyone gets
drama.
along. Yeah,
There's no
yeah,
drama really, yeah.
yeah. Like
Uh,
this one said, this is nah. Everyone's pretty chill.
yeah.
And as much as the melee slasher genre gets like shit, and yeah, there's a lot of degenerates out there, but there is in almost every game. Like I've met so many amazing people, I couldn't be happier, and I would have never had expected to get the amount of success I've had in the genre. So I'm very thankful for the game,
For sure, man. For sure. Um
and we'll see what the future is now. I don't know.
yeah, when do you think if they did announce something, it's probably going to be like a year for the Shiv universe
I think
announcement,
we're
you
at
think?
least 2 years out from a game. I think we could be 2 years out from an announcement.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I hope
that's what
I'm
I was
wrong.
saying. That's
I would love like whatever that big gaming fest is comes and they just
oh
have like a
yeah, Game
shift
Fest.
3
Yeah.
trailer. That would be a dream come true. But I
Yeah,
think we're
they
at
should
least two
just
years
drop
out.
a random one. That'd be sick. Yeah, anything would be cool. Even seeing like alpha footage of it. Um, you know.
Well, I'm hoping that our status in Chivalry 2 gets us like early accesses to
Yeah, I want to be a voice
Chivalry 3,
actor.
but
I keep hinting to
they're very
movement.
corporate. They're very corporate, so who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
I uh I was trying to get patch notes and stuff from Ari early, and he's like, "Oh, well, I got to get it approved, so we can't for this one." But what the fuck? I'm not gonna leak it. Like, been doing it for how long? Just give me the
Yeah,
patch notes early, so I can be settled.
yeah. You can have your video out before.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So I can just have it timed. But
Yeah. Let's
oh
see. Do we
man,
have any comments here?
right, all right. So we're gonna go to the chat here, Scotty. Let's end the official episode and see if anyone has anything to talk about.